As soon as you know, oh, everyone has cognitive dissonance, everyone feels two ways, that's human, and I better be really, really, really careful about what I decide is true, you don't know. You don't know what is going on in that person's life. I have dozens and dozens of stories of times where I thought that I'd sent something and I didn't, or they didn't receive it, or they needed reminding, or they had COVID, or they're just busy and they forgot. I mean, things just happen. So noting that you are literally going to go read your text and your email and your Facebook Messenger and you're going to interpret it through your fear of what you're afraid is true, that can be very empowering because you can just pay attention. Here's the last thing I'm going to cover with you about this topic today. A lot of this human behavior stuff can be simplified in something called the BEAR model. Okay, so B stands for beliefs. E stands for emotion. A stands for action, and R stands for results. This is like a waterfall. Okay, so what I believe informs what I call it when I feel a certain way. So in the case of the youth orchestra, when I sat down to make the calls and my mouth got a little bit dry and my stomach did a flip, I decided that meant I felt nervous. I assigned that word to what was happening. That led to me going to walk the dog, chop vegetables, get the mail, and start dinner instead of making my calls, which temporarily led to the results of me feeling ashamed, embarrassed, lots of negative self-talk. How did I get myself out of the situation? I went all the way back to the B. What are you believing is true in this moment? I had to coach myself and say, self, and I do this to myself quite a bit. So you can say, self, what are you thinking is true at this moment? What is happening? Because this is my personal experience. It's in the E that's where you find yourself. You don't consciously start with the B. You're in the E. You're like, why am I sweating? Right? Or why did I forget what I was going to say? You're caught up physiologically. And then you assign a meaning, and then that leads to certain actions and results. So here's a really cool thing. You can work backwards. So I'm going to ask you, and this will be work to take away from our time today. I'm going to ask you, if you look back on the last year or two and you're not thrilled with your results, again, we're here in love. We've had some rough stuff happen. It's been really hard, and I know that. But lots of people are coming, they're like, I'm here because I really need a boost in the arm. I need to be empowered. I need to be unyoked from all these burdens that I've been carrying, and I want a fresh start. Do a little reverse engineering and look at the results you've had and work backwards and say, what action did I take or not take? How was I feeling at the time? And what might I have been believing?